And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. I tell you, we had a triple header today, and boy, we stuck to it. Started off with our good friend CJ Nitkowski, MLB Network Radio, Loud House Podcast, and of course, with the Texas Rangers. We talked some baseball there, got that done. And of course, Sarah Allison Turner came by. We talked about her new single. And I'll tell you what, man, just as a smash Friday, we're doing a triple header. I love shows. Y'all know I can't stop talking on Friday, too, especially with Father's Day weekend coming up. Happy Father's Day to all of the dads out there, too, as well. And she's riding high. She's one of the OGs, and we get to welcome her back here to the Backstage Pass powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com, hightidecountry.net, and, of course, their friends at Bangtail Whiskey presented by and Honky Tonk Texas. An OG, Faith Schueler, here to the program. Faith, how you doing?
Hey, I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me back.
Well, it's good to be back, and it's good to talk about all this music and catch up on it, too. And I know things have been busy in your world. I've seen you all over everything out there from social media. Catch me up on all these really cool opportunities, both in music and other lines of work too. Tell me kind of what the latest on the Faith Schueler camp. A lot of cool things are happening.
Yeah, Brandon, I have so much to talk about. Like, it's been crazy. And all I have to say first is how blessed I am. I mean, my goodness, I am just counting all my blessings, and it's just been such a great journey so far, pursuing my dream. I've been doing this for a long time. And it's really, really amazing to finally see, some things happening. So some things just that have happened. I released a single a few months ago called The Good Part. I've got a new single coming out very soon, like in the next month. It's very summer. It's so fun. I'll be announcing that soon. So that's been a huge project I've been working on. I moved to Nashville a year ago, and then I just moved in Nashville again. So now I'm more in town. I've been doing writers rounds and getting in different co-writes with people. I've been in the studio recording up a storm. It's just been the most amazing experience. I've been definitely taking notes and learning from people along the way. Some of my artist friends like Blanco Brown, Marcus Hummon, and they've just been such great friends. So hanging out with them, learning from them, getting inspired, writing a bunch. I also am now a host of a radio show. I work for iHeartRadio now. So that was a huge deal and something that I never thought I would ever do. And the opportunity presented itself. So I have my own segment called the Nashville 360 on iHeartRadio, and it's heard around the United States, which is so crazy to me. So that kind of helped me branch out, try something new. And it's just been so much fun. Things just keep getting better and better. And blessed is the only word that I can use to describe it.
I'm with you too on that next week. Got some big announcements here on the show coming up too, and just definitely keep more gasoline on the fire in a good way, no doubt. Congratulations and all that. I want to go back to one that was to just catch up because a lot of people may not know about this one called Rainy Day Lover that came out in 2021. Such a great song, and definitely one of the first singles that you put out there too. Kind of remind the fans a little bit of how that one got started.
Yeah, definitely. So Rainy Day Lover, I actually remember writing this one. I wrote it with Marcus Hummon and Greg Beek, and we were in the writing room, and Marcus always comes up with the craziest chord progressions, and they're so unique and so fun. And he was playing something on the guitar, and I was like, man, I really like that. And we just started writing, and I wanted to write something pretty twangy. That was definitely during my twangy phase in country. It's progressively getting a little more soulful and pop, but I still love that song. I oftentimes will open with that one for a lot of my shows because it gets the crowd really excited. That was just such a interesting write, and it was so much fun to be able to write with Marcus Hummon. And he's written so many amazing songs like Cowboy Take Me Away by the Chicks, as well as Bless the Broken Road by Rascal Flatts, and he's written multiple songs for Sarah Evans. And so to even be able to sit in a writing room with him and to just kind of get to know him and learn from him is so awesome. It was such an honor. So that's what Rainy Day Lover is. It's a good vibe song,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a girl power song. It's like, you're not going to mess with me, you're not leaving me in the dark. So I love it.
I love it too. It's a good old like a girl anthem, if you put it that way too. I love that. And it's good feel to it too. Well, I tell you what, we got a special treat because it is Friday. It is my show. I can do what I want to do, and I'm in the mood for like a concert or just live music tonight. So you've got The Good Part, which is the latest single you were talking about there too. Good place to start, and let's have you play a little something for us here.
Yeah.
First of three here. How's that sound?
Okay, sounds great. I think since you mentioned The Good Part, let me start with that one.
All right, it's all yours.
So this is my new song, The Good Part, y'all. One look, one touch, two hearts that rush, my hand in yours, you open my door, heart beating so fast, you don't know if you'll fly or crash. You lean in, eyes closed, and that's when you know, here comes the good part, the kind you don't want to stop when it starts, dropping fast, falling hard, you can take it slow, but you're in too far. Just lean in and breathe in that feeling when you know he stole your heart. Here comes a good part. Now he's making breakfast on the weekend, brings you flowers cause he feels like it. Yeah, now he's your best friend, you can tell him all of your secrets. Now you're not afraid to fall in love, you can get love. Here comes the good part, the kind you don't want to stop when it starts, driving fast, falling hard, you can take it slow, but you're in too far. Just lean in and breathe in that feeling when you know he stole your heart. Here comes the good part, it gives you butterflies, keeps you up at night. Always hold on to the good part. You and me, it feels so right. Driving fast, falling hard, you can take it slow, but you're in too far. Just lean in and breathe in that feeling when you know he stole your heart. Here comes the good part. Here comes the good part.
It's like I can say, it's Friday, it's a concert series, and I could hear her sing all night too. It's just angelic voice. She's got these angels that make it sound so beautiful the way she sings out there too. I love this single. That's one reason we had to have her back. And I love all her songs. And again, it's my show, so I can put on what I want to put on here at the sportsguyspodcast.com. Again, powered by that very website, presented by Bangtail Whiskey and her friends out there at Honky Tonk Texas, also hightidecountry.net for internet radio out there too as well. And that is the latest single from Faith Schueler, The Good Part. We got to take a quick timeout. Going to come back, talk about a lot more of the singles, kind of a little, chronologically in and out of order here and there. And of course, what's ahead over the next 6 months, considering half the year is about gone here on the Backstage Pass. Of course, big announcements coming up next week here on the show. Stick around for that and some more amazing guests as we take a little time off next week and get back at it Wednesday or Thursday. I can tell you Tiger Lily Gold coming here on the show next week at 4 o'clock, June 21st. Looking forward to that. Those ladies are blowing it up out there too as well. Quick word from our friends at Bangtail Whiskey. Coming back more with Faith Schueler. It is the Backstage Pass. Stick around. Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base, The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
And back here with Faith Schueler, it is HighTideCountry.net and the Sports Guys Podcast.com, presented by Bangtail Whiskey and our friends at Honky Tonk Texas. The new single she sang for us there, The Good Part, is across all the digital platforms. Got to ask you about one that you got to collaborate with Greg Keys on. And I think we talked about this maybe last time you came on. Like I said, she's the original OG here on the program. Got us started back in 2019. Bonfire. I wanted to see how the collaboration came about, and I thought it was a fantastic song you guys got to put out.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Greg is a good friend of mine. We both live in Charleston, South Carolina, or that's where my family is from. That's where I'm from. So we met a few years ago now. I mean, wow, that was back in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a long time, but Greg, he is so awesome. And we would just write a lot because there's not many people in Charleston who have this as their career. In Nashville, it's very common. You're like, oh, I'm a singer-songwriter. And they're like, oh, that's cool. So like, how was your day? But here in Charleston, you're like, I'm a singer-songwriter. And people are like, what? Like, that is so odd. So Greg, he is a singer-songwriter in Charleston, and just like me. And I was like, hey, since there's not many of us, we should probably get together and write. And so we did Ever Yours first. And then he was like, hey, let's go for round 2. I want to write another song with you. So that's how Bonfire came about. And I really like singing with Greg because I feel like our tones, they match pretty nicely with his voice and my voice. Something about it is just it's pleasing to the ear, I have to say. I don't know. We just work well together. So we wrote Bonfire and went into studio with it. And I'm so happy with how it turned out. It was such a fun project. And we did that one in the summer. And I remember playing that one at the Windjammer for the very first time with Greg. And the whole crowd they loved it. So it was a great reaction.
Well, it's a great song, no doubt. And what the ear likes. And it's just going to say, perk up and go, that's good music. And that's what it did for me and for a lot of others out there too. Yeah. When two voices go together, it's just like, I guess, what is it? Peanut butter and jelly? Put a comparison there too.
That's right.
Two things that coexist very well. And you and Greg did a fantastic job on that song too as well. I'll tell you before I get question to the comment box, we'll get to David here in a little bit. He's tuning in from England over there across the pond. We always loved our international listeners who tune in there too as well. It's the beauty of the internet side of things too, from out of Oklahoma, HighTideCountry.net. Let's have another performance here. And I always say dealer's choice.
All right. Sounds good. I'm going to play Getting Over You. This one had some success, and I'm very blessed to say that. A lot of people tend to like this one. It's a crowd favorite for sure. I know you've been going out late with that girl you told me not to worry about. While I'm sitting here picking up the pieces of myself you left without. I've been listening to those sad songs all night long. Now I'm realizing you're right where you belong. I've had my sleepless nights alone, praying to God that you were gone. Everything's a girl should never do. While you're wrapped up tight in her arms, I'm here crying in the dark, letting all those memories mess me up, break my heart in two. But man, it's worth it getting over you. I know when the smoke rises, I'll be feeling good again, and I'll owe it all to the pain that your cold heart left me in. Tonight I'm moving on, finally moving on, and now I'm realizing I'm right where I belong. I've had my sleepless nights alone, praying to God that you were gone. Everything's a girl should never do. While you're wrapped up tight in her arms, I'm here crying in the dark, letting all those memories mess me up, break my heart in two. But man, it's worth getting over you. One tear left me broken, and one tear left me blue. I've had my sleepless nights alone, praying to God that you were gone, doing everything this little girl should never do. Wrapped up tight in her arms, I'm here crying in the dark, letting all these memories mess me up, break my heart in two. But man, it's worth it getting over you, getting over you. I know you've been going out late with that girl you told me not to worry about. Man, it's worth it getting over you.
I love it. I could listen to Faith Schueler just all night long. If we ever get a radio station up there too, like I said, they're already probably playing her on hightidecountry.net. But if they're not, we got to add a few tracks to our playlist out there too. So I'm just blown away by your talent. Love it. And it's just, again, that angelic voice that you have. So very well done with the songs. And again, it's a credit to who you're riding with and who you're working with on your team. I'm on the Faith Schueler bandwagon. I have been since 2019. There you go. Endorsed by the Backstage Pass, no doubt too. Love the song. Love the song. Beautifully done. Tell us, I mean, that did real well for you, this Getting Over You, back in 2021 when it came out. Where was the idea for this? And kind of tell people, I mean, how well this thing did on a few charts, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So Getting Over You was one of those songs that you write and you're like, yeah, this is it. Like, this is one of my favorites, you know? It's just this feeling you get when you're really excited. And I almost think it's like butterflies. Like, you're just so excited about it and you're a little nervous because you're like, I'm going to put this out and I hope it does well because I really love it. And that's just was this song for me. So I wrote this song with Greg Beek, my producer, and Chris Bergsness. And so Chris is an amazing writer, and we were all sitting down, and I actually wrote this one over Zoom, which is even harder. It was during the pandemic, so I was like trying to make things work. And so we sat down in our houses, we put on the Zoom, and we were like, let's write this song. I knew I wanted a breakup song because I needed one of those for my profile, I guess. I was like, I just want a good breakup song. And I remember saying, man, it's worth it getting over you. And Chris was like, that's it. That's so good. Like, let's write off of that. And the song is basically about, you go through a hard relationship, right? And you're like, oh man, I wish this person didn't treat me so bad. And, but I'm always the one to look on the bright side of things. And I just was like, man, you know, it doesn't matter anymore because everything you did to me got me over you, you know? So it was all worth it at the end of the day because like, it was worth it. It got me over you, and now I can move on. So that's what the whole song's about. And I posted it on Facebook, and it got 10 million views, and people were commenting and telling me their stories. I was getting messages, and they were like, I love this song. It really resonates with me. And they were just like pouring their hearts and souls out to me. And it was just so amazing to see these people who are relating to my song and understanding that my words and my lyrics helped them, most importantly. So yeah, then once that video went viral, then my streams started going up. The song has over 1 million streams on all platforms, and it definitely took, I feel like, my career to the next level. So it's a huge blessing.
No doubt too. And you're such a great singer, songwriter. I love it too. Congrats on the success there. Let's talk about two more before I take my next break. We'll come back, do another performance. Two that really were kind of on that same level for songs that really resonated with me and a lot of fans that I talked to. Bless Your Heart, 2021. And the second one was Nobody Told Me, which was 2022.
Yeah, so Bless Your Heart. Oh man, that one was so fun. And I still, I'll end my set sometimes with that song, and people are dancing, and it is just, it's sassy, it's fun. And I wrote that one with Marcus Hummon as well, and Greg Beek, and we were like, let's write something sassy and fun, and that's what we did. And I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. I'm very Southern, if you can't tell by the accent. And what we say here is, oh, bless your heart. And it can mean a good thing, but it can also mean a bad thing. And we wrote a song basically like, you ain't got a chance. Like,
Mhm.
bless your heart, you know?
Sorry.
So the whole song tells a story, and it's like
It
this
does.
cowboy who loves this girl, and he's trying to get her attention, and she's just like, "Oh, bless your heart," you know? So, I don't know where that came from, to be honest. We just came up with this random story and started writing about it.
I
Uh,
love it too.
so Bless
Yeah,
Your Heart was really fun. I love that one.
I love it. It's a great song. And then Nobody Told Me. This had to be a lot of fun to work on this one too with 2022. I love that kind of that serious look you got on that cover photo for that single too, which is really cool. She's got the words kind of behind her, italics, they're written there too. You got the red earrings on. It's just that stare, kind of
Yeah.
just looking out there like it's almost innocent, or there's a purpose behind it. Tell everybody the story about Nobody Told Me.
So Nobody Told Me was actually a very frustrating part of my life. And I think
Hmm.
listening to the lyrics, you can hear it. I write about my life, and
Hmm.
I'll write about other people's stories too, but I feel like you have to relate to your songs on an emotional level in order to, present them and perform them the way you want to. So Nobody Told Me, I was just going, it was just a transition in my life where things were, you know, getting shifted around, and things that I
Hmm.
thought were permanent or that I had worked for were just kind of like getting moved. And I'm like, wait a second, what is happening? So a lot was going on, and musically, I was like, I want to do something different here. And the song talks about heartbreak. The song talks about life, getting pushed down. The song talks about a lot of things, and it's like, man, I just wish someone would have told me
Hmm.
that, like, these things would happen or how to handle these things. And I think the song has a sense of frustration, yes, but it's also a sense of hope because it's motivating you to keep going. And it's also being very real in the fact that things happen in life, heartbreaks happen,
Hmm.
changes happen. Not everything it turns out the way you wanted it. And that's kind of what the song's about. And a lot of people, I think, really appreciated the honesty behind the song.
So what you've done too, we're going to come back and talk about another one too that definitely you write from your heart too, and I love it because it's that personal perspective of going through things and being able to put them out in words and let people resonate with the songs. We'll come back and talk about another one that was an acoustic version and a single before it was an acoustic version, one called Another Heartbreak here on the Backstage Pass from Faith Schueler. Have another performance, get into a little rapid fire, catch up on that, and a whole lot more too. And then we're taking off, I think, Monday and Tuesday of next week. So, little breathing room here as we take care of some other business behind the scenes here on the Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys podcast.com and presented by our friends at Bangtail Whiskey and Honky Tonk, Texas. Some new sponsors coming on over the next few weeks and a whole lot more too here on the show. Catch us at hightidecountry.net. And if you're out there streaming through music, the good part is a good place to go stream right now across all the platforms. More with Faith Schueler, another performance coming up. Hang tight. Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish. And thanks to our sponsor there, Bangtail Whiskey. Check them out at Live Oak in Nashville, Total Wine and Specs. And, of course, anywhere you can find your liquors out there, bangtail.com if you want to order online, or also easyliquor.com out there, too. Drink responsibly and drink with our friends at Bangtail Whiskey, too. And our friends at Honky Tonk, Texas. Good lineup of concerts out there coming up over the next few weeks. The summer concert series at Honky Tonk, Texas, honkytonktexas.us out there for all the news and notes, of course, who's coming to play here. Back with Faith Schueler here on the Backstage Pass next week, June 21st at 4 o'clock, a dynamic sister duo, Tiger Lily Gold, coming here on the Backstage Pass. Looking forward to that, too, as well. And definitely all this great music that Faith, that we've talking about today with Faith Schueler, is available for streaming out there, too, all these platforms. I got to ask you about this one, too, because, again, writing from that personal side of things, you've done that, and this other one took a break. Before it was an acoustic version, it was a single,
And the one we're talking about here before I went to break there, Another Heartbreak. Again, just feelings and that personal side of what you're writing through from, looking through that lens. Tell us how this one came together.
Yeah, so Another Heartbreak. It's interesting how this one came about because I went into studio with my producer Greg and I was like, which if you can't tell, I love Greg. He is the bomb.com and we work so well together. And so I go into studio and I'm like, I'm ready to write. Like, let's write something. And I'm like, it needs to be a heartbreak song. And but this one's a little bit different because it's more I don't know, like more pop. And definitely a little more repetitive, but I wanted to create this fun like Western sound with it and kind of make like a mesh of like this pop Western kind of vibe. And so we just sat down, we started playing with some different sounds and different instruments, and I was like, yes, that's it. And I started singing another heartbreak, and Greg was like, that's so cool. And so that's how the whole song came about. And of course, I love to write songs that tell stories. That's why I'm in the country music genre. And so we just came up with this story, and I wanted to bring it to life with this music video. And so yeah, the song is about another heartbreak, and it's just like the feelings of frustration of, dang, this is another heartbreak. Like I thought this could be it, but it wasn't. And I think that's really true to a lot of things in relationships in life as you continue growing and learning. Sometimes you think something's going to be one way and then it's not, and that's okay, so you just got to keep moving on. And Another Heartbreak was a song that I wrote when I was moving on.
Yep. Another personal perspective too. It's like, there you go. It's totally different vibe and a different feel, but I love the acoustic version. And of course you put out the single before the acoustic version too, which is a beautiful, again, great album covers. There are single covers that are there with the photographs. Make sure you guys check it out there too. Well, I'll tell you what, I got to get into a little rapid fire with you too, because I love doing this. And it's one of the segments we have fun with here on the show too at the same time. Last show to binge watch. What'd you get into?
Oh, I watched Jane the Virgin.
Okay, that's a good one. It
was good. Actually, my mom and I, we watched all of the seasons in like the span of maybe 3 weeks, which is quite a lot because that's a lot of sitting down time. I'm a little disappointed to say that. And I was like, I should probably go outside and like see the sun at some point.
Yeah, it's all good. The one I got into was the Alexander Ludwig, the Vikings TV series, which was on Amazon.
Yeah.
Man, it's a little gory, but it's one of the best action shows that talks about the history, a little bit of the background of what it was like growing up during that time period. So I thought that was a really cool TV series. Also, The Last of Us, and then caught a little bit of Breaking Bad. Your Honor is the one I was thinking of, which is another one that Bryan Cranston was in, who was a big in Breaking Bad too as well. I'll tell you what, let's have you do another one here. We'll come back and put the capper on it here on the show. New music. What are we going to hear? Something before?
I think since we just talked about Another Break,
let's do. I like it. I'm going where you're going, no doubt.
2 a.m. in the morning, crying on the floor and replaying. You drive away, think I'm going insane. Should've known better than to give you my heart. Cowboys never stay, they'll just tear you apart. I don't deserve this, made me feel worthless. All that I have left is another heartbreak, tear me up. Another mistake. I think I've had enough. Running to the sunset, leaving my heart a mess. You let the taxi go in a cloud of smoke. I guess I should have known. Another heartbreak. Another mistake. Picking on myself, watching out for my health. I'm the only one I got, it's just me and myself. Won't let nobody else do the damage you've done. I'd rather have a table for one. I won't let you in, you'll just hurt me again. So don't come crying at me for a friend. When you open your eyes and you realize you ran out of time. Another heartbreak. Texaco in a cloud of smoke. I guess I should have known. Tear me up, I think I've had enough. It's just about all I can take. I know I should have run, thought you were the one. Now you're just another heartbreak. Tear me up, I think I've had enough. It's just about all I can take. I know I should have run, thought you were the one. Another heartbreak. Another mistake. You rode into the sunset, leaving my heart a mess. Let Texaco in a cloud of smoke. I guess I should have You rode into the sunset, leaving my heart a mess. You left Texaco in a cloud of smoke. I guess I should have known.
This is the Faith Schueler concert here. It is the Backstage Pass here on a Friday, too, as well. Again, presented by Bangtail Whiskey and our friends over in Honky Tonk, Texas. I say that because all the songs we talked about today, again, available for streaming out there, too. And again, I'm not biased, but then again, I am biased because I can say it's my show and I can say things like that. I love her very much, her music. And of course, I cannot wait to get to Nashville and see her live in a performance out there, too, at a venue near you, because I know it's coming. Next CRS we get there, or next time we're in that city. We're going to get together and have a little performance and do a little broadcast live from some venue out there, courtesy of the Backstage Pass. The good part is out there across all the digital platforms. Well, tell me this, when it comes to food, specifically pizza, what toppings go on a Faith Schueler pizza?
Okay, I love just a plain margarita pizza.
Okay.
So that's really good. Or I also love mushrooms, olives, and banana peppers.
Wow, I've never had those three ingredients come together on a pizza before, but I'm sure it's good.
I just like to throw a bunch of random stuff on a pizza. I don't know why, but it's good to me. So
I love it. First song you ever sang on stage live? What was it?
It was 1,000 years that I have died every day waiting for you. Yeah, that one. So good.
Love it too. Last concert you got to go to that was just kind of the fun concert that you'll never forget.
Okay, the Luke Combs concert in Kansas City.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you, that was the best time of my entire life. It was so fun. Lainey Wilson, Riley Green, and Luke Combs. And it was amazing. And Flatland Calvary.
Oh yeah. Those guys are fantastic. Caught them down here last year when they came through my neck of the woods, and look at those guys now doing their thing out there with Flatland Calvary too. All right, Faith wins the lottery, one of these big lotteries, Powerball, Mega Millions, cash option. What are you doing with the money? First thing.
Oh gosh, I would give it back to my parents because they have helped a girl out, and they have been so sweet and so supportive. And I tell my mama, I'm like, I'm going to give you your farmhouse. Like, that is my motivation. I'm going to make it so you can have a big piece of land with a horse and a farm. And I told my dad, I'm getting you a tree house. Okay. A good tree house.
I love that. What I'm doing. Smart to do it. Give back to those who've given to you, no doubt about it too. Well, I love this song. The Good Part came out March 31st. Make sure you guys go stream out there across all the digital platforms. She is an OG. She's going to continue to be a big part of what we're doing here on the show as we continue to grow. Faith Schueler, a terrific singer-songwriter, Charleston, South Carolina, proud, and Nashville's own, out there with us here on the Backstage Pass. I always appreciate you coming on. And there's going to be more times than not we have you back on. You've got the reserved parking space, and thanks for always making time for us here. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Brandon. I appreciate you having me on today.
You got it. Faith Schueler here, The Good Part, across all the digital platforms. Again, thanks to Bangtail Whiskey and our friends at Honky Tonk, Texas, HighTideCountry.net, and, of course, our friends over at the SportsGuys Podcast.com. Aaron Vinecourt was on with us the other day. The interview's coming out next week, too. Be on the lookout for that. And, of course, having some issues with the website now. We'll fix that coming up part of next week. June 21st at 4, Tiger Lily Gold. It's fantastic sister duo out there doing their thing. And we're going to catch up, hopefully, with Dean Sams of the group Lone Star here in the next couple of weeks here on the Backstage Pass. Huge announcement coming up next week. Stay tuned for that, too, here at the sportsguyspodcast.com. Thanks to all my guests today, Faith Schueler, Sarah Allison Turner, and our good friend with the Texas Rangers, CJ Nitkowski. We'll see you guys. Have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the